Welcome to the show, guys. Joseph Robert Camo, the fantasy football counselor. Today we're doing a reality show. Yes, the top 10 NFL wide receivers, talent-wise, in the NFL today. We're talking early 2022. Who are the best wide receivers in the game? Why are they the best wide receivers? We're counting it down from 10 all the way to the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. Love to get your comments below, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, and let me know who you guys think is the best wide receiver in the game. Drop it below. We're talking the best wide receiver in the game, and I like opposing opinions. I'm used to opposing opinions, so I'd love to get your feedback. Make it interactive. Smash thumbs up, guys, and welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button for winning fantasy football advice, NFL talk, and everything under the sun when it comes to professional football. All right, guys? This show is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Go grab a trimmer right now. Trim your balls in style. Skin-safe technology. Don't nick or cut yourself. This is amazing. Who wants nicks and cuts on their private parts? All right? I don't. I know you don't. Use promo code SHOWERLINE20. Save yourself 20% on some amazing products. I get the Lawnmower 4.0. If I were you, they got shampoo, body wash, smells amazing. You'll be fresh groomed. Manscaped.com. Promo code, guys, SHOWERLINE20. Save yourself 20%. Save some cash and maybe use that for your league fees or something like that, and stay groomed at your draft or if you're going on a date or whatever. Manscaped.com. SHOWERLINE20 is the code to save 20%. All right, let's dive into this, guys. Let's talk about the top 10 wide receivers in reality. We're talking some reality talk here. Got the stats in front of me. Got my list in front of me. Took me a while to compile this because it just comes down to like talent here. Comes to overall durability. There's a lot of variables that make what the best wide receiver is. I mean, everybody can be subjective about this, can be opinionated, but these are the best wide receivers in the game today. Now, mind you, this is going to change. There's so many other wide receivers that could emerge in 2020 as the season starts, but this is more of an off-season list that, again, I'm really, really confident here in my selection. But again, this could change as the rookies come in, they slide in. So many people emerge. Second-year players that could really emerge. Amon-Ra St. Brown, guys like Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. So many other guys could emerge. But as of right now, the time of this recording, check the date. This is my list right now, okay? Early 2022, first quarter, right? First quarter 2022. Let's start off at number 10 here. I got to go here with Keenan Allen. Again, we're not talking fantasy football. We're talking overall playability, overall talent, overall player, and everything about it, right? His situation on how he's thrived the past couple years. Now, I love Keenan Allen. Prototypical wide receiver, 6'2", 211 pounds. Been in the league since 2013. I mean, the talent is there, guys, with this guy. Now, one thing that benefits these wide receivers is the quarterback throwing to him, obviously, right? And he's got a good opportunity with Justin Herbert, one of the best in the game. But he's been consistent pretty much his entire career. He was plagued with some injuries back in 2016. But since 2017, this guy has played every single game, hasn't missed a game. The only time he's missed a game was in 2020. He missed 2 games. But other than that, played pretty much the full season, every single season. I think he missed like 1 game in the past in 2021. But other than that, guys, Keenan Allen is as good as they get. Great route runner. Phenomenal hands, and a guy that gets it done year in, year out. He's had, and the thing I look at when I look at great wide receivers is volume. He's had his fair share of volume and receptions. The past 3 years, over 100 yards, 100 receptions per that year, and he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons where he's had over 1,000 receiving yards. So again, when you look at a guy, he's a veteran receiver, great hands, great route running, and a guy that gets it done in the receptions and the receiving yards multiple years in a row. Definitely worth an overall top 10 wide receiver category and deserves that spot. Definitely top 10. But again, he's kind of in the sunset part of his year, so there's a lot of other guys that can emerge and take this spot from him. But as of right now, I got a Keenan Allen, number 10. Coming in at number 9 here, and I think this guy is completely underrated. This guy finished really, top 10 in fantasy points, but that's not what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at overall talent, overall improvement here, and overall durability. And Deontay Johnson is that guy. He's played 3 seasons in the NFL and been solid all of those seasons. Now, mind you, again, still very young, and he's only in his 3rd season, 25 years old, and only 1,000 plus yard receiving season. But the thing is, the guy is talented, and he's got, as of this year, good hands, better hands, because he had the drop problem in 2020, improved that in 2021. But what I like about him, again, is his route running, gets it done. And the thing is, like, when Antonio Brown was with the Steelers, those are big shoes to fill. Antonio Brown is prime. Now, Deontay Johnson didn't meet those that type of caliber, but he did relatively well when he was there. Again, when you look at his 2021 season, you're looking at 107 receptions, 169 yards, and the guy had over 1,100 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. So a guy that can get it done, a guy that filled that role. Again, big shoes to fill when you compare him to Antonio Brown prime time, but did pretty well considering, filling those shoes based on, playing with Big Ben and the Steelers offense, right? So again, Deontay Johnson, a guy I like. I got him in at number 9, and I'm comfortable with that decision. Again, there's so many people that can make this top 10, but again, these are the guys that I handpick that are the best. And again, in the comments below, if you don't feel Deontay Johnson's top 10, leave it below. Love to get your feedback, okay? Coming in at number 8, and again, this guy could be higher. I still think he's a little young, but Justin Jefferson, the guy is out there smashing those receiving yards, 1,616 receiving yards in 2021. 2022, I expect that to go up. Strong hands, can come down with the ball. Yards after catch look pretty good as well. And what I love about him is that youth, and he's already shown in the 2 years that he's played in the NFL, he's the guy that can get it done. My only hindrance is even with Adam Thielen there, like Adam Thielen in some games showed that he's the wide receiver 1 based on those touchdowns. And again, down the stretch, Thielen got hurt in 2021. Going into 2022, maybe Jefferson is the true wide receiver 1 now and could actually continue to get that volume. And here's the deal, guys. When you look at these wide receivers, they're very volume dependent. And if you look at a pattern with these guys, except for the one guy I'm going to mention who here is at number 6, but when we look at this guy who I've got number 8, he's got the volume and the targets, right? When you look at him, he's number 4 in targets based on last year, and he gets the target. Targets equals receptions. Receptions equal volume equals touchdowns equal a lot of, clout, a lot of, dominance, and a lot of screen time. So I look at Jefferson, tons of volume, good rapport with this quarterback. I don't expect that to change. I got him here at number 8 as one of the best wide receivers in the game, okay? Coming at number 7, again, this guy could also be higher, and I'm going to explain why they're not as high, because I like other wide receivers better than them. I'm going to show you who those wide receivers are. But the number 7 is Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill, from a fantasy perspective, does really well almost every single year when he's healthy and he's good. And the guy stays pretty healthy throughout the years. Now, mind you, in 2019, 12 games, 15 games in 2020, and 12 games, 15, and then 17 games in 2021, played the full season. But from a fantasy perspective, and we're talking reality here still, he's very volatile. Some games he has these boom games, some games he has these bust games where he doesn't do much, right? But when you look at speed, fastest wide receiver, that's a huge aspect of his talent. He could blow by any corner in the game. So you look at that, you look at his strong hands, the guy is agile, right? The guy can basically deke out anybody and get to that end zone better than anybody else, right? So juke skills, speed, hands, durability. Again, the past couple of years he's been okay. Had a couple of years where he didn't play the full season, but again, very volatile game in, game out. And that is predicated on a lot of the targets there for Pat Mahomes with the Chiefs. So again, he could be a top 2 receiver. But the thing is, he's been in the league for quite some time now. What year is he going into here right now? He's been in the league for, he's going into his, he's in 7th season, right? He finished 7th season. So 7 seasons under his belt. Again, what did he have? 6 seasons going into his 7th season, 2022. Again, is he young? 27, yes. But I still think there's a couple other guys that are coming up, could have a lot more upside than Tyreek Hill. So as of right now, I got him in here safely at number 7, but you're going to understand why the other guys are ahead of him, okay? Coming at number 6 is Deebo Samuel. Now, I told you I love targets. I told you I love a lot of volume. This guy doesn't get that. He had 121 targets for 77 receptions. But I love him because he's a dual threat. The guy's a running back and a wide receiver. Strong and steady hands, great route runner, and he's powerful after the catch. Arguably, I don't even know if it's an argument here when you look at these wide receivers, but probably the strongest wide receiver in the NFL. There's really no doubt here. There may be somebody that, maybe DK Metcalf, you could say, is stronger, guys like that. But from what we've seen based on production, this guy is really strong. I saw him come into the league. I know his work ethic is crazy. I did do an episode with Deebo Samuel. If you haven't checked that out, I'll link it here below on YouTube. I had him on my show. Now, Deebo Samuel, again, crushing it this year, 1,405 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. And what I love about him is those rushing touchdowns, 8 rushing touchdowns. Again, a dual threat. He really is a running back and a receiver. And he can run and catch. He can do everything. and he can get it done during game time. Okay, that's the thing. He's a clutch player. So Deebo Samuel at 6, arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game. And, you can make an argument here, but since Jerry Rice, there's been a couple other wide receivers that have stepped in. But this is a guy that could really, if he stays on the 49ers and continues at this pace, can leave a legacy with the 49ers that hasn't been left since Jerry Rice. This is a bold statement here, but he's got to stay healthy and he's got to continue. But I got him here as the 6th best wide receiver in the game NFL today, okay? Coming at number 5, I got Stephon Diggs. Again, love the work ethic, love the talent. A guy that can get it done. Volume is there, 165 targets for 103 receptions. I'd like to get that percentage up in regards to, catches and targets. He only had a 62.4, which is good. But when you compare it to like a Devontae Adams and a Cooper Kupp, who are in the 70s in regards to catch percentage, I like to see that a little bit higher for Stephon Diggs. And 10 touchdowns, pretty good. I like that. But again, work ethic, very strong, solid receiver, clutch receiver, good rapport with Josh Allen. I got him in at number 5. Coming at number 4, had a bad year last year, but I got DeAndre Hopkins at number 4, arguably still one of the best wide receivers in the game, plagued with an injury back in 2021. Going into 2022, expecting better numbers out of him. His only hindrance is the offense. Will the targets be there to make him a top fantasy receiver, even in reality? But again, a guy that got it done year in, year out. I believe he's in the sunset years of his career. Possibly, if the volume is there and he stays healthy, another good 2, 3, 4 years out of him max. I'd say 2 to 3 years on performing on that high level. But again, DeAndre Hopkins, still one of the best in the game. I got him in at number 4. Coming at number 3, the mainstream consensus slept on him in fantasy. He was a 4th-round draft pick in fantasy football. But the guy that gets it done, consistent as they come, Cooper Kupp, literally one of the best wide receivers in the game, gets it done. 191 targets. Like I said, a lot of targets, a lot of volume, a lot of receptions equals a lot of points. 16 touchdowns in 2021, 439 PPR fantasy points. That is really outstanding, and just under 2,000 receiving yards. This is record-breaking numbers. Will he repeat this? Probably not. I'm going to tell you straight up, he will not repeat these numbers. This was such a pinnacle year. It's very hard to duplicate. And I can't even remember the last time a receiver just had under 2,000 receiving yards. It's just not very common. I'm looking at 2020 numbers, and the guy that was closest to that was Stephon Diggs with 1,535. I'm going to go back to 2019 here real quickly, and I'm just checking the receiving numbers. And it was Michael Thomas with 1,725. So the past 3 years, the closest to what Cooper Kupp had was 1,725. So, I mean, it's just not going to happen again. So as of right now, based on what he did this past year, I got to put him here top 3. And I'm going to go here with Cooper Kupp at number 3. Well, you're saying, well, Joe, who's number 2 and who's number 1? Hang on to your seat, guys. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys do click the subscribe button as I roll into this. Okay, guys? The guy I got here at number 2. And you guys are going to say, well, Joe, you're crazy. How could you have number 2? He's only in his 2nd year, Joe. How could you do that? Because I love the upside. The guy I'm talking about is Jamar Chase. Now, well, Joe, hold on. Pump the brakes here. How do you have Jamar Chase against DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp? How do you have him ahead of him? Because of upside. And this is something that I look at every single year. Now, everybody called me crazy when I said Josh Allen was better than Baker Mayfield. I was right. Everybody called me crazy, right, when I had Najee Harris in the top 10 ahead of every other running back, pretty much, guys like Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb. You're crazy, Joe. I'm banking on youth, and I'm banking on situation. I'm banking on upside. This guy's a great receiver. We saw it. He's so clutch. He gets the ball done. He gets the job done, gets the ball in his hands, and he crushes. And he's got a young Joe Burrow there. They need an O-line there. They need to improve that O-line, give more time for Joe Burrow to catch the ball and get it done. But as of right now, Jamar Chase, I'm comfortable with him as a top 10 wide receiver, and I got him at number 2 based on upside. 1,455 yards, guys, in his rookie year. 13 touchdowns, right? 81 receptions on 121 targets, right? I want to definitely see that the targets come up, the receptions come up, and that rapport is only going to get better. I think the talent is there. I think the youth is there. I think the upside there. I think that connection is there with Joe Burrow, and I think there's many good years ahead of him. Jamar Chase as my wide receiver 2 here for one of the best wide receivers in the game, banking on upside, okay? Only because I feel the other guys could regress, and I think this guy he still has a ceiling, okay? And coming at number 1, again, I think there's a regression here, especially if Aaron Rodgers goes away. But as of right now, when you look at clutch, when you look at talent, when you look at everything, I got number 1, I got Devontae Adams. And again, in the comments below, let me know if I'm wrong. But I mean, you can't go wrong. This guy's got 8 seasons under his belt. The guy gets it done every single year. The past couple of years, he missed a couple of games 2019, missed a couple of games 2020. But overall, when you look at talent, he's got 3,000 plus receiving seasons, but he's clutch. He's strong. He's prototypical. He's strong. He gets it done. Period. He is consistent. He's solid. He's safe. He is every definition of what a great wide receiver should be. Davante Adams, as it sits right now, is the best reality wide receiver in the game today. That is my opinion. That is basically, that's my choice. You guys can debate me, but based on my research, my talent, my numbers, my watching the game every single day and analyzing football, I mean, you can make an argument and say Cooper Kupp. You can make an argument and say Tyreek Hill. You can make an argument with DeAndre Hopkins based on talent and ability. But as of right now, I believe strong-heartedly that Davante Adams is the best wide receiver in the game. Period. End of discussion. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Go look at the stats. All right, guys, in the comments below, let me know, who do you think is the best wide receiver in the game? I'd love to hear your feedback. And head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE20. Save yourself 20% on some amazing grooming products, trimmers, body wash, soaps, and all that fun stuff. All right, guys, thanks for being here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, thumbs up, and I want to know who you got at number 1. Love ya. Appreciate ya.